Hi, I'm Kathryn. Welcome to my making adventure. This is a 12 Cast Ons update as I get ready to bind off one of my 12 Cast Ons projects. So I'll give you a little update and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. So here is my DRK Everyday Cowl right now. As you might notice, I was planning to make it in just this yarn, which is leftovers from this sweater, which I also have hat and mittens in, and my other daughter one of my daughters has a sweater in it too. So the yarn went a long ways, and I still had plenty left. And so I was like, maybe I can make a cowl. I did not have enough yardage to make a cowl at all, not even close apparently. So I had this black Patton's Croy worsted that Amy from Noble Character Crafts had gifted me as part of a set. I have a bunch of gray too, but I thought the black was like a good match to some of the tweed flecks in the yarn. And so I put in a chunk of black. And now I'm binding off with like little balls of my original color. I have like 4. One is attached and then these 3. And I think that's going to be enough. I have like, I think 5 more rows and then an I-cord bind off. And then this project will need to be blocked and seamed together. So I think that the black stripe won't look quite so weird because it will be worn like this. I can't really show you, sorry. But my goal today would be to bind this off and then soak it and lay it flat to dry tonight and then seam it up tomorrow. So we'll see if I can do that, and I'll take you along with me on that process. So for now, I'm going to be working on my last, I think, 5 rows in with these little scraps. Okay, I have my coffee. My kids have finally finished their breakfast and got it cleaned up. And I'm about to start the bind off. I switched to the 3rd ball. So this one is attached and these 2 remain as options should they be needed for the I-cord bind off. Here we go. Hi, I'm back. It's the same day, but I'm not sure if I told you this morning that it is Tuesday, February 3rd. And I have bound off my DRK Everyday Cowl, which does not mean that it's done. Isn't that great? So first of all, you may have noticed, and I don't think I shared a bunch about it, but I lost yarn chicken very, very badly. So in my cast on video, I shared that I had like a limited amount of this yarn left, and I was very eager to be done with it. And so I was like, I'm not sure if I have enough for this kind of project, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I did not have enough yarn. And I knew like that I was gonna run out. But I had some like similar yarn in my stash that I knew would be like an option to help me finish out the project. And by the time I could tell I was going to run out of yarn, I knew I was going to like the project enough that I would want to finish it and not frog it. So I discussed it with my husband, and I was like, I have the brown that I'm making his sweater with I could have put in. I have this black, which is Patton's Croy worsted, and this yarn has black speckles. My coat that I wear is brown, so, but it's like a plaid brown with gray and cream and brown and black stripes. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do a big black chunk if I'm going to be wearing it with my brown coat. But that's what we ended up anyway. I was worried that the fisherman's wool, the brown that I have is Lion Brand's fisherman's wool, that it would be too thick. I've knit fisherman's wool with DK yarn. It was definitely thicker than the DK. Now I'm knitting here at a worsted gauge on a US 8. So I don't know how it would have done, but this Patton's Croy like just fit right in. Like I feel like there was no gauge change whatsoever. There was no bubbling at the side. I do wish that I hadn't had to change my yarn right here and have this little line show up. But I'm thinking, I'm thinking that I might be able to duplicate stitch over it. I've only duplicate stitched with stockinette, but I have scraps of this left. So I might try to cover that up with like a duplicate stitch. Do you think that would work? You won't really have time to answer before I finish. So, I did use, I think, 55 grams of the Patton's Croy worsted. Is it Patton's Croy still if it's worsted? Or is that like their sock? Patton's Classic Wool worsted. This is 45 grams of yarn left. So I must have used close to 55 grams of the black yarn. And I think, I don't remember. I think I had like 65 grams in my main skein of this Hobie Tweed Delight. And so this is well over 100 grams of worsted yarn, which I think I knew I needed. I just thought I could be smarter than the pattern. Let me see if the smaller sizes, since I knit the youth size, like I knew the adult sizes took more, but since I was knitting off gauge, I think I thought I could get away with less. Don't mind me. It says 59 for the baby, but 91 for the one I knit, 91 grams for the youth size, which is what I ended up knitting. But I think I used more than 91 grams, but I used worsted yarn, so the yardage is less. So there's my explanation. So there's my blathering. I think this looks nice in general, except for those few stitches that I would like to try to duplicate stitch. It will, I'm trying to find the right way. It will fall like this, so like the black will kind of like run diagonal. Next step is to block it tonight and seam it. It has to get seamed. I think it's just a mattress stitch, but I didn't actually pay attention yet, except that you seam it wrong sides together so that the seam leaves like an outside mark. The rules around here are you follow the pattern the first time. I've never knit anything like this, so I'm going to follow the pattern. I've never even seamed any of my knitting, so I'm going to follow the pattern. And if next time I come across something like this and I want to do something different, I can decide. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that third part of the pattern to take up so much yarn, because I still thought I will just put in like 10 or 20 grams of the black and then go back to the main color. no, that third section of the pattern took up a lot more yarn than I thought initially. So, and now my needles can go back on the Finest Kind sweater that I'm making for my husband. And I have only little bits and pieces left of this main color. So there's 2 more in here. These are the bigger ones. I will maybe save one in case one of the 7 things I have made with this yarn needs fixing. But I will probably use these littler pieces to stuff stuffies at some point. And I will consider this yarn done. And I'm proud to have used it up because it was a lot of work. I initially crocheted a sweater out of this yarn and it was way too big. And then I frogged it, which was a pain because it's tweed yarn. And then, yeah, since I crocheted with it first, it is the yarn that keeps on giving in terms of knitting projects. I'm really excited to have this DRK Everyday Cowl pattern though, because like both my girls that can talk want one. They're really excited for me to make them, new mittens and new hats and a cowl and everything, you know, because by the time I'd be done, it'll be warm here. So in preparation for next winter, maybe I will make them each like a little set, hat, mittens, and a cowl. I think that unless we get a significant amount of snow, they're going to be fine with what they have for this winter. We've been through what I anticipate will be our really, really cold period. So they're going to have to do some begging if they want more cold gear in their current sizes. All right, I'll check in with you tomorrow once it's blocked and I'm seaming it, I think. So, good night. So I have my cowl here and it's been blocked and I'm going to start trying to seam it up. I put stitch markers where I thought they should be just to help me try to stay on track. And we're gonna see how we can go now. Oh, would you like some help? Is that all?
I need to go.
Okay.
So I'm calling me.
Sissy's calling you? Might not have been going the right spot there, I don't know. There we go, that's better. Hi, are you sitting? Yep, are you sitting? Yep. I think that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. I'm gonna have to keep working on my own pace. You guys fishing?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna take that up. I don't know what fish I know. I have to.
Okay, so I think this is my visible seam, and I don't think I pulled it quite tight enough because you can see my yarn there and there. But after what you did see, which was my yarn breaking because I pulled too hard, I guess I was a little careful. I split spliced the yarn back together so that I could finish the seam, and then obviously I didn't pull it tight again, and wove in the end. And this is what it looks like. I did not try to duplicate stitch that, and I don't think I will because I don't care right now. This is one of my other goals, is like to not make this into a bigger mess. I have put all the things that were in the project bag where they need to be, and I have put the project bag away as well. So there it is. My I-cord is tight on the top, but I don't mind because I can still get it on. It is on. I don't think my arm goes long enough to show you the bottom, but I can easily pull it up, push it down, move it around, lay it out. There we go. Ta-da! So there is. The last thing to do is to try to get like a couple finished object photos for Ravelry and Instagram. All done. And it's warm. I might just have to wear it today. So yeah, this was one of my 12 cast ons. I think it was day 10. My baby is being dangerous. Sit down, please. Sit down, please. Okay, so yeah, this is my day 10 cast on for the 12 cast ons this year. And I'm happy to have finished it. I think I shared some of my notes earlier about the black. I don't think I mind it at all. And I'm happy to have this to wear in the cold. And I'm happy to have the needles back to work on my husband's sweater. And I'm happy to have this yarn out of my stash. So all in all, a great project. And that's all there is to it. God bless. Bye.